everyone, I'm Sia,
And I'm Perry.
and today we're going to be reviewing the movie 13 Days.
So the movie 13 Days is a 2000 film directed by Roger Donaldson. It depicts the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 during the Cold War and John F. Kennedy's presidency.
Yeah, 13 Days is a historical drama movie, and it's against the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. President John F. Kennedy, along with his close advisors, including his brother and special assistants, faces a threat of nuclear war when Soviet missiles are discovered in Cuba. The film takes us through a 13 intense days of high-stakes negotiations and critical decisions as the U.S. government navigates the complexities of global politics. It offers a compelling behind-the-scenes glimpse into challenges of leadership, and ultimately, the story highlights the delicate art of finding diplomatic solutions to prevent the crisis. Okay, Perry, let's talk about the themes of the movie. And personally, one of the most significant themes of the movie is the decision making, I feel like. The movie has shown various decisions made and how that influences the nations. The film captures the intense pressure faced by leaders as they grapple with the urgent need to address Soviet missiles in Cuba. Decision making becomes the focal point, revealing the very delicate balance between diplomacy and military strategy. But what I feel like is really important is that it really delves into the personal and moral dimensions. Personally, I thought it's really important how one decision made by a leader can really impact the whole world. So yeah, I thought that was really it was really well
Put together.
Put together,
Nice
yeah.
Yeah. So the themes that I chose kind of overlap with that, and I feel like it's a result of that. So the first one that I want to talk about is political leadership,
Right.
especially through John F. Kennedy's character.
Yeah.
I feel like the film emphasizes the challenges faced by political leaders, and as they navigate through complex decisions that have far-reaching consequences.
Right.
And we also see this through Khrushchev problems.
For sure.
You see that he wants to reach a deal, but he cannot.
Yeah.
And he's also stressed, and he wants to try his hardest to have this situation solved without a war starting again.
Yeah.
And I think it shows how it can also make a person doubt themselves, especially in John F. Kennedy's case and in Bobby Kennedy's case.
Right.
Because both of them go through moments in the film where they're like, are we the right person for this? And we don't know how to deal with this.
Yeah.
The movie portrays the weight of leadership responsibilities and the impact of individual choices on the course of history.
Yeah.
So I think that was a really nice touch. And another theme that I want to talk about is global relationships. The movie reflects on how important international relationships are.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when going into negotiations and trying to start a deal. We see that a lot of the times when the US, the ex-com members, are trying to reach a decision, they are careful about how they will look in front of their allies and how they will look in front of the world.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to look politically weak and they don't want it to look like the Soviet Union can tell them what to do and they will immediately do it.
Right.
So they have to take that part into consideration.
Yeah.
And even though the main focuses is the US and the Soviet Union, we see how important having the allies and the UN meetings are.
Yeah.
And how much it matters to have people on your side that agree with you.
Right.
Specifically in that scene where Atle Stevenson goes to the UN meeting and kind of shows that the US is right about the missiles and they get everyone on their side. The movie, I think so it's perfect that the movie shows that actions taken by one nation have a profound impact on the world.
Right.
And it emphasizes the need for cooperation and understanding in international relationships.
For sure.
In order to have a peaceful world.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I feel like those are really important, and it's those complex concepts, but the movie really delicately unfolded it and revealed it to the audience where we can understand easily. So,
definitely.
Yeah, it was really great. Okay, so let's talk about the directing style of the movie, and I'll just quickly brush off my point. One directing style that I want to mention is the pacing of the movie. Overall, the movie transitions from one scene to the other in seconds. I feel like it was really fast, and the movie in general also has a faster pacing than most other movies that I've watched in the past. Not only this element keeps the audience together and focused, but also really reflects on the accurate history. 13 days is not a long period of time. And leaders were pressured to make the right decisions to save the nations. So I feel like the fast pacing is a like kind of like the direct consequences of the history, and it really fits to the theme of the movie and plot, right?
Yeah, just to add something small to that, I feel like because of how fast-paced the movie was, it truly makes the audience realize how limited time the political leaders have to make a decision, and what rush they are in, and you kind of start feeling nervous for them, especially because they keep talking about how the missiles will become operational in 5 days, and one day they are operational now. Like, it's such a fast pacing, but it also makes you realize they really have no time to make a decision.
Exactly.
And up until the end of the movie, like the end, like I don't know, 20 minutes, they really have no clue what they want to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Which like is stressing me out as the audience.
Yeah.
But it's also such a thrilling thing to watch.
Exactly. And to add on, apparently psychologically, when you count down the numbers, it makes you nervous. So like when you count down, you feel like you have to rush, you go fast and stuff. So like those like numbers going by, I was so nervous watching it. It was a very intense movie for sure. Yeah.
So the thing that I want to talk about in the directing is the period authenticity.
Yeah.
So the film recreates the early 1960s really well. It pays a lot of attention to things such as costume, set design, and props.
Right.
And also like I was watching a video on the movie and how accurate it is. And they were talking about how even like the fighter jets that they had, it was like almost identical to the ones that were from that time period. And like they had ticket from somewhere and they were not even operational. It was just for the movie, which kind of shows how much thought went into the making and how much details they were willing to put.
Right.
The commitment to period accuracy also like helps immersive viewers in that specific time period and atmosphere, and it helps you realize like also the fact that they cannot communicate with each other properly, and it takes so much time for the messages to come through.
Right.
It truly makes the audience realize how much harder things would have been then than it is now.
Right.
And also the set design, it replicates key locations so accurately, especially the White House and the Pentagon. The attention to detail contributes to the film's realism, and it allows the audience to visually connect with the historical events. Especially in John F. Kennedy's office, every detail up until the things that are on his table, such as the globe and everything, it's all based on the actual footages.
Totally.
And also another scene that is very similar to the actual footage is again where Adlai Stevenson is in the UN meeting and trying to convince others that the Cuban missiles actually exist. And if you look at footages from the behind the scenes of that shot, you can see that the director has the actual scene and the scene that they are filming, like the replication, and he's comparing them together, comparing the seating charts and everything to make sure that it gives a correct visual of what happened then.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And even like I remember us talking about it, even like the John F. Kennedy actor really looks like him, right?
Exactly, like the John F. Kennedy and the Robert F. Kennedy actors, they look so much like them.
Like the movie contained like so much details into like the actual history. I like love that so much.
And even the voices, it was so like I could feel it. I was like,
right, like it feels so realistic.
Definitely.
So yeah, it was really something. It was one of the assets of the movie. I really liked it. Okay, so let's talk about the personal rating opinions of the movie. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I actually really like this movie. I give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
At first, I didn't think I would like it. I thought it would be like 13. No, not 13 days. Sorry. I thought it would be like Darkest Hour.
Darkest Hour.
Casablanca all over again.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the back and forth between the political talking and also like showing like bits of what happened actually with the pilots and the Navy ships.
Yeah.
I think the reason that I liked it so much was that I was so emotionally invested in the movie.
Right.
And also, it was something that I genuinely had no idea that happened. So hearing about it for the first time and watching it, like this kind of like political scheming going through it, I like the mystery vibe of it, and it made me more curious about what was going on. So for that reason, it made me more like emotionally invested in the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
So I liked it a lot more.
Yeah. I also I didn't hate it like as much as I hated The Darkest Hour. But I think I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. So pretty solid, I feel like.
No, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I wouldn't say it's the best movies I've ever watched, but also it's definitely not the worst. So I'm giving that. I feel like we mentioned a lot in this review, like the movie really contained a lot of highly accurate history, and also like we said, we really loved every detail of it, right? So yeah, I really did enjoy it, and it definitely did have like a faster pacing than other historical movies. So yeah, I think it was a good solid movie to watch in a while.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, great.
And this was our last movie review.
Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoyed them.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's all for now.
Great.
Thank you.
Bye guys.
Bye bye.